So you've just set up your new Soket account and you're excited to create your first voice. This is the screen that you'll see when you first log in. In the background you can see the home screen, which gives you some useful tips about how to use Soket, and on the left side you see your voice panel. Now the voice panel is where all the voices that you set up will be stored. So the first thing I want to do is I want to create a group. A group is just a logical grouping of voices. In this case we're going to pretend that Soket is going to be a sushi restaurant. So I'm going to set up a group called restaurants. And then I'm going to create my first voice, which is going to be, we're going to call the name of our restaurant Soket Sushi. And put that into our restaurant group. Okay, so you've created your first voice, and that voice automatically opens. Now we want to do some initial configuration so that we can start doing things with this voice. So the first thing we're going to do is connect to our Facebook page that we've already set up for this voice. So that is the page that I want to associate with this voice, and of course I also want to make sure that I connect to my Twitter account. And if you don't already have a Facebook page or Twitter account, there's a link right by where we just set that up, so you can go and create one. As soon as Twitter is done authorizing, it will return us back to Soket. And we have now set up our social accounts. Great. So for internal use, I also want to attach and create an image to represent this voice. There we go. And then I want to edit some of the information about my business. Now I've said that this is a restaurant, and we are going to do a little bit of Asian fusion as well as our namesake of sushi. And then I'll come in and enter in address information. And since we are creating this in Atlanta, we'll put it on Peachtree because everything in Atlanta is on Peachtree Street. Georgia 30309. You can put this other information as well, Midtown, phone number if there's a primary contact address, or the website. And all that gets saved, and we're done. That's it. You've set up your first voice in Soket. Now you're ready to do more advanced things like start managing your events, managing your media gallery, which can be, in this case, might be pictures of the food, pictures of the restaurant, logos, and if we go to streams, we can see that there's initial information being loaded, and this is basically pulling in information from the Facebook and Twitter account that we've set up, people talking to and about Soket. So as soon as this gets done loading, we'll see all that initial information, and all these things will be covered in additional videos. So the information is now pulling in, and there you go. Your Twitter and Facebook information is flowing in. If at any time you decide that you want to modify your profile, you can just go to Manage Profile. If you decide to delete this voice, you can delete that right there, or just come in and edit any of the details about this business. Now, when you've used Soket and you think it's absolutely amazing and you definitely want to subscribe, activate your subscription, you can go to Manage Subscription. You can see right now I'm in when you first set up a voice, you'll get a free trial just to play around with things and set up the configuration. But once you decide you're ready to make it official, you can come in here and add a credit card and pay for the voice. And the rate is per voice, so you only pay for the number of voices that you activate. Also, if at any point you decide that there are some changes that you need to make to your personal profile, you can come up to the top right and go to account settings and change things like your email address and password. So that's it. Soket's up and running. You've set up your first voice and you're ready to go on to more advanced things, which the additional videos will cover. So you're well on your way to becoming a power user of Soket.